What have you come to do?
Dance.
One of the most extraordinary things I have ever watched in my life.
America needs to see you. Yes.
We'll see you in Vegas.
Please let anybody on this show. All at the same time.
Oh, are you guys ready?
Yeah!
Your shot. Let's go.
Finally, some talent.
That was awesome. Look what you did to the audience. You're going to Vegas. Yeah.
You are the pride of America tonight, I will tell you.
America has got talent.
Follow your dream.
After the break, an exclusive interview with Susan Boyle.
You really were, in a sense, plucked from obscurity, although this has been a dream you've wanted for a long time.
23 years, it's a lifetime. And it's something that I'm glad, through Britain's Got Talent, I've been able to do.
Tonight, Susan Boyle, Daring to Dream, a Meredith Vieira exclusive.
Good evening from the famed Tower Bridge on a rainy night in London. I'm Meredith Vieira. She was born in 1961 in Scotland, the land of bagpipes, Braveheart, and maybe even a big boy named Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. But Susan Boyle, the youngest of 10, didn't get to enjoy all her native land had to offer. She was starved of oxygen at birth, and the resulting mild brain damage made her the butt of many jokes, both as a child and as an adult. But when she made her way to the hit reality show Britain's Got Talent, Susan Boyle proved it's not book smarts or looks that will wow a crowd. It's raw talent.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
I'm one of those millions of people that fell in love with you. In April, when I heard you sing I Dreamed a Dream, it was just magnificent. It really was. You look gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
I'm loving the hair.
Right, okay.
No, but it's a little bit different, right? You've had a little bit of slight little makeover.
Yeah, just a slight one, you know. I brush up quite well.
You do brush up very, very well.
It has been some ride for Susan Boyle. 3 months ago, she was a most unlikely star, a shy, slightly awkward woman living an anonymous, reclusive life.
She's not a size 0 stick insect, age 19, singing some sweet pop song. You know, she's a 48-year-old lady from a tiny village in Scotland who, by her own admission, is, you know, never going to win a beauty pageant.
So when she walked onto the stage of Britain's Got Talent, there were audible snickers. Even the judges struggled to hide their skepticism.
Everyone was laughing, the audience were rocking with laughter, and then she opened her mouth to sing.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
Jaws literally dropped open. She got a standing ovation. And almost instantly, a 90-second clip of Susan's breathtaking rendition of I Dreamed a Dream hit YouTube, becoming the talk of the globe.
I began getting text messages from around the world, literally, within 24 hours. You think, whoa, what's happening here?
And a star is born. There may not be anybody alive today with a TV who hasn't heard of or seen Susan Boyle.
Within days, Susan's performance had been viewed more than 20 million times, a number that would soon shoot up to an estimated 300 million. Something about that magical voice, that raw talent, and a plain Jane's gutsy courage resonated deeply.
You could not watch that clip and not feel completely uplifted. We had unearthed a complete phenomenon.
The journey you have been on, Susan, in the past few months, from the audition for Britain's Got Talent, and then all the adulation that came with that, everybody around the world suddenly saying, who is this Susan Boyle, and wanting to know more about you. Are you having a good time?
It's just been unbelievable. It's indescribable. You know, it's a bit like being plucked from obscurity. I don't want it to end.
You said it exactly right. I mean, you really were, in a sense, plucked from obscurity, although this has been a dream you've wanted for a long time.
Yeah, 23 years, it's a lifetime.
Susan, when did you realize that you were gifted, that you had a voice?
Gifted?
You don't think you're gifted?
I think it's just been chance.
That modest nature might have left Susan Boyle forever undiscovered, living quietly with her cat Pebbles and occasionally performing for the few lucky people in church and at local pubs. But it was her beloved mother Bridget, who Susan devoted much of her adult life to caring for, who always encouraged her to sing.
Why do you think she had so much confidence in you?
I was a little girl.
You were the baby of the family.
Baby, yeah. Well, forget that. It's embarrassing.
When her mother died 2 years ago, Susan was so devastated she gave up on singing, until she realized the best way to honor her mom was to finally give herself a chance.
It was a sad period, but you move on from there, and you do something that she would be proud of you. You don't really feel like doing it, but I had to get up there and prove to everybody that I could do it. So I applied for Britain's Got Talent, and well, the rest you know.
So take me back to that audition.
Sort of marched onto the stage, you know, and introduced myself in an unusual manner.
I am 47. And that's just one side of me.
But it was really good. I got a buzz from it.
So you weren't nervous walking out onto that stage?
I was nervous, but it was a productive energy I had.
But the tigers come.
But to prove to myself I can do it. And I also had a promise to my mother that I would do it.
Your mom had sort of watched the show with you and wanted you to go on, is that right?
Well, my mother did watch the show, and she would be very proud of me doing something like this. Very proud of what I've achieved.
If she were here now, what do you think she'd say to you?
Keep going, you're doing really well. That's what she'd say.
Still, it hasn't been all roses and accolades for this surprise singing sensation. There was a shaky second performance on Britain's Got Talent. Then a barrage of hurtful headlines as she was accused of snapping at journalists. And even though she pulled it together to wow the crowd for the finale, it wasn't enough to win.
I was there the night of the finale. It was very, very exciting. You looked beautiful. You sang I Dreamed a Dream Again, and again brought the house down. But you didn't win. Diversity won that night. It was their night. Was that a difficult experience for you, Susan?
Diversity!
The best people won. They're nice guys, and I wish them well.
She was gracious in defeat, but suddenly the pressure of becoming an overnight sensation seemed to catch up with Susan. She spent 5 days in a private clinic where she was treated for exhaustion.
I know there was a little rough spot. Spent a few days in a clinic. Was that good to get away from the craziness?
That was seen as necessary at the time. So I just needed a rest. Just needed to get away.
In hindsight, Susan says her precipitous rise to fame was so fast, so overwhelming, it was a complete shock to her system.
It felt like a giant demolition ball.
It felt like a demolition ball?
The impact. It was very hard, but you put on the front. You've got an audience to please. You get on with it. You have to.
I don't think anyone can understand quite what Susan Boyle went through, because no one's ever gone from total anonymity 1 minute to global superstardom the next. She's a gutsy lady.
On the live tour of Britain's Got Talent, Susan has been getting standing ovations again. This gutsy lady's courage, now a true inspiration.
You know how you know when you've really made it? When they have a doll in your likeness. I just so happen to have the Susan Boyle doll.